Good day, everyone. We are catching a game between DevilsRath and Alakhami, and as it looks like, we have Stitched for DevilsRath, and we have probably Fergs from Alakhami. His main Fogler Swamp deck should be a very interesting one. Two players of high caliber, and let's see what they can come up with. So DevilsRath has been going first, and he has his 3 meter down here. Nora Leech and Stealth, of course. Could it be a Boghopper deck? I think it might be, actually. The Boghopper Spitter, a very good rune actually for what it brings. It brings poison, immunity, leap, decent range. And we have a Dredger with Pummel and Grappling Hook. The Tyrant, very cheap for what it does. Stitchlings. So we should assume that DevilsRath wants some range for himself, so he can actually fight this. Otherwise he will probably have to stay back a bit. Leap and flying on this map is so valued, so definitely gonna give the map edge to our Boghopper player. And here we go, we got some range out. Got Hex, Electricity, a Dream Eater, a Mangler Reconstruct, and Soften. That's very good. Combine this together with the Stitch Tyrant. If you get some MIG units, he will shred it. So he just stays back for now. I'm curious to see what this Augur does. The anchor comes down from the Dredger, so gives himself some wiggle room. He goes forward with a leap, and he actually expends one more AP than required, so he might pressure a bit. So let's see if what kind of reaction this will force from DevilsRath. If he will send the Stitchling up, I don't think that will be enough. Bar some very smart spell play. And the Tidemaster with the Surge. So yeah, this is definitely a Boghopper deck, and it's a very strong one. Like, I've seen Boghopper firsthand and faced it. It can get pretty wild because they have access to such good range. They have basically everything that the faction has normally, so yeah. And they have some pretty solid melee units, so this is definitely gonna be a good game. Okay, so he's gonna invite the Augur of the Devil. Oh, Serinda Matriarch. This ought to be interesting. And probably, what will he make? Another Dream Eater, very strong. Also because of the Dream Eater ability, which it revolves around. So yeah. And we still have a stealth one, so that's also very good. So we're basically 4 champions against 5. And this is a good, solid tank that he has. So he just wants to build up. Lead. Very good for what it cost. Dodge, stun, and base multi-attack 1. Very good. So you can basically move 5 spaces due to leap, and then you can get an attack off. Let's see what happens up there. Okay, the range will start to poke. Spirit Altar, so we have both altars out. And he goes with the poison, which will basically make sure that the stealth doesn't really work. Good damage down, we have 23 already. And we have the poison for 5 turns, so yeah. Very, very, very strong. This Dream Eater won't get far. Just wasting some APs, making sure that nothing happens that can, like a punish somehow. Or even domination. It could happen. You know if a person runs that spell. So, considering the Dream Eater and everything, I would imagine we are looking at a Dream Eater around here. He might contest the font. I wouldn't assume he contests here, so it will either be here or here. But he could also maybe move up and get the pings off. But he should contest the font. And we go in with a mobilization. Have we calculated a kill here? This is going to be very, very interesting. $14 damage from the Tyrant. He'll go for it. So he'll be trading. And remember his Dream Eater that hit. That is just a summon. So he traded a real unit for a summoned unit. Destroy and get in. So now he is contested, and as we saw, he is now contesting the font. Very good move here by DevilsRath to actually get a kill, move in, and keep his range safe. Yeah, not there. Now, I would imagine over here, because that way he gets closer for the ping, so he can start doing damage with his Dream Eater ability. I would reckon here. Here might be a very, very good choice. And that's the beauty of this. While it is a summoned unit, it is, or you could say a reconstituted unit, then it actually isn't summoned tag, so it counts as a real champion. Very, very good. Water Vortex, so we did a leap. Water Vortex. Sorry for missing that, guys. Grappling Hook, very smart, get out of it. Contesting. Stampede. So the Matriarch will no longer be here. Oh, so close for the kill. Can DevilsRath make anything work with this? Now we should have 1 turn cooldown on the Hexer Reconstruct ability, sorry, from before Reconstruct abilities. So let's see what happens. DevilsRath is making sure he's using his full 2 minutes, so... And it's a very good play by Alakhami to actually just push on ahead. Like, he's contested, so he needs to figure out what to do. It's not a bad play this, but this slow will really hinder him, so... If he doesn't get it dealt with eventually, then he will have a big issue here, because it's a long range. 5. Now, will he go up and contest? He is running out of time here. Get the hippo down. Yeah, there we go. Just barely got it down. And we have lumbering due to lethargic. And he now contested, so let's see what happens. Will they trade? Of course, Fogless Swamp do get their Nora. So 6 Nora turn. Still pretty good, so it's half a fund. Over time really adds up. But yeah, I would hope for Alakhami's sake that he deals with these Stitch Remains, otherwise we might see an Arise coming out. And I would say he does the smart thing here, where he actually decides, okay, you know what? I can always get this later. Or Nora-wise, at least I will still be getting something, so let's make sure that you don't get the Nora from yours and can just keep pumping out stitched units. So, very smart play, because as I see it, I can't find a way for DevilsRath to actually get this one back. I would assume we are over here now. Because normally you would assume the person moves very, very far away from you. So something that you can do is be rather close to them. Because especially when they have leap, they will go to the other side. Like, try to expect. You learn it from the opponent that you face. Also those who does the stealth trick. So you have to mix it up every once in a while. Once again. Oh, soften. Now the only question is, has he calculated a kill here? Wow, okay, he definitely has, and he goes very, very heavy. But I would say it's a very smart move to make. Also, this is off cooldown. Oh, that is some next level. Really sad for Alakhami that he didn't get anything out of this. So he probably hoped he would move. But he gets the kill, really important. So now it's a range versus a big tank. And Dream Eater can go stealth again soon enough. And the elite, It's just being pinged down. So. Back in the day when a lot of factions ran the AoE free spells, you would normally use a spell here. Monsoon, but no one really runs that anymore due to synergy and just don't have the room for it. KF, Thorn Collection. If it's really necessary in Sundered Lands, you could do Firestorm. Ooh, and we get Cratch, the Fin Lord, out. Very, very, very solid hero, worthy of the name, with Rend and Heartstrike. Heartstrike is something that is viable on a lot of range units, because when you do the attack, you gain 1 HP back, and you get +2 on the attack. So Draxar Archer is one that has that upgrade available. Might be something that you will see in the future for people. And he found it. We now know someone who is quite happy. And he stuns it to make sure it can't really run away. Mind Shackle, very, very good, very strong equipment. So now what he could do is do an attack with Tyrant and with the Hexer to get this one out. You'll definitely get the Nordlobe. Alakhami has got some good deploys out. He has his Augur of the Deep, great rune, very balanced with everything, and he has the font where he can really push anything that comes out due to range. So basically he'll be able to kill most things that come out. He got the stun over here, so he will be getting this font back unless DevilsRath can come up with something. So Seamstress, Reclaim, Reconstitute, Charge Frost Cone. Good champion. You often sometimes see it outside of a Stitch deck even, due to the heal and the Frost Cone. We get the quick double attacks down. Oh, just one. Okay, so he might have ran into a split personality there, so he does it the smart way and say, you know what, just gonna do one attack, don't do a double one. Because you can always assume there will be a split personality in an Underdepth deck, no matter a split or not. So don't always just go ham and just attack it. That is a recipe for disaster. So he actually decides to go for the banner. Or the Bazaar. The Bazaar is also very good for Forsaken Waste, as it has access to his extortion. And here we get one of the tanks. Tough one with these stats, and you have Binding Change, you have Crushing Charge, Leap. This one can cause issues if it has good support like it has here, because if you can lock stuff down and do Binding Chains, get maybe 1 or 2 attacks. If you get 2, then next turn you can do it all over again. And it's AoE free, 8 physical damage and ensnared. That's nothing to scoff at. So DevilsRath really needs to take care of this, and he needs to secure the middle font so he can focus. Oh, good. See Boomerang. Stealth. That would be 4 damage. If he goes with a fireball or something like that, that is 1 back. Mobilize? Called it. So he gets the stealth, so he will get a kill here. And he will be able to get a he will be able to get a mangler. Great kill there. Why is he hesitating? I think he just wanted to really double check it. Oh yeah, I was usually going with the ones of that you get a kill, so you get the so you get a reconstruct, but you don't, or it remains that you can reconstruct, but it's only when you die yourself. So, but he gets the globe, and he gets the middle font, and he's actually fund eruption. That's something you don't see very often. Okay, that was really good by Alakhami. And worth taking note of that he runs Fund Eruption, because some people will make sure that they stay in their shrines, deployment zone, or a font, and turtle. We are thinking of one specific person here who does it to a very high degree, but yeah, that was very good. So he gets his fund back and he goes and push on the shrine. And this is heavy, because this is 18 damage next turn. And that will be 20. Disintegrate, okay. What's better than 1 Dream Eater? 2 Dream Eaters. Now, let's see if Alakhami has calculated a kill here. So this is 38 damage. That will leave him with 26. Get something here. He might get down to, what should we say? That would be 44, 26. He might bring it down to 22 if he goes for the full attack, but I would assume he removes the Stitchling to make sure that DevilsRath doesn't do anything. Or is he feeling so confident that he can get it? He's blocking it. Okay, so he will definitely go for the shrine attack. So even if DevilsRath transfigured, he can't run away. Boghopper Glutton. 26. Tremor, Consume, Seismic Leap, Absorb, Weighty. Very interesting one. But you look at the stats, it's actually not bad. So it's really a fighting unit for Tremor, Seismic Leap, try to get things up and running, like be annoying, delay stuff. This might be a GG. Cratch will do 18 next turn, and this will do 10, more than enough. And we will even get here. Tomb of Hate might save him if he runs it, but I doubt he does. So this is very, very interesting. And very good play by Alakhami, knowing that, okay, you know what? There's no reason to go for the fight when we can get the kill. That is the best ways to end the games, when you can actually get the kills. There's no way he gets a kill here. But he does transfigure, so now he has 36 HP. Oh. And then... oh, okay, this is excellent. Wow, okay. Maddening Echoes, something that will really make people go mad when they fight it. Little bit of a visual bug here. So... and he makes sure that, you know what, let's not get the regen up and running. He does a hex, so he is really, really... will he go and contest it? There's no reason to give it up. Okay, what a turn by DevilsRath. He's really, really trying his hardest, like say, okay, you know what, let's do a double spell, Maddening Echoes. This is a very, very good example why you run it, because like 4 champions, 2 of them were his own, 17 damage, and it's only 35 North, so he did 34 damage. Oh yeah, Binding Chains, or Divine Binding as it's called, and it only takes 11 due to tough. So that was interesting. Now, if DevilsRath can somehow stabilize, then he will be able to get some reconstruct up and running. Good job taking the fund away so you can deploy down here and you can actually keep Sarimal locked down, and all of these globes, we know he wants them. You could go up here, you get the globes, and you get to contest the fund. Could be worth it. Like, you don't want to run down, because you've got an elite coming for you, so make sure you contest the fund so he can't deploy anything. And it's the only way of contesting it. And he has his dead zone. AoE free, very, very good. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, okay. He goes for a Mangler. Very good. Mangler is a little bit more solid as a fighter unit. Also due to Decapitating Blow, could be really useful. Because it does, like, take, let's say you just need it down to 45, and then you can decapitate. Takes 15 HP away, just like that. So let's see. Smart. Contest. Keep the elite back. It's a very, very good the choice that he actually goes over and contests, because, like, yes, he will be stunned probably, should be off cooldown, but still, he keeps it back. Another seamstress, okay, so he can do some AoEs here. He can get the heals off whenever Stitch die, he can get some bombs away. That's pretty good. And then he has his fighting units, of course, so yeah, overall, this is a very tense game. 12 damage. So, in due time, DevilsRath needs to be aware of the fact that he can get fun erupted to death. That is something that he must be aware of if we go that long. Mind Shackle here wouldn't be bad. If he has that available, that could be very, very useful. And we have the Swamp God Crusher. Loyalty, melee specialist, quest, kill enemy, crushing charge. And again, Boghopper. Like with these stats, that's a worthy inclusion in any faction. And kill enemy is pretty nice, like because you do have crushing charge so you can get closer. So this one he might go with. Like he doesn't have anything here yet. Now he needs to be careful because we have an enforcer that can come and do some stuff here. I think he will have retribution, but it backfires. Okay. So this is interesting. We see a backfire. And that's it. So Hex to make sure he doesn't take really any damage. Can he get a crushing charge off? Or will he just go up one and do binding chains? Should move this over for the contest. Unless he's worried. Elite will do 24 damage, so he basically needs another attack with the elite. If he could get the kill, if he could get the quest off, that would be really, really good. See, move. You could technically move over and do one, but it's not worth doing because you need the contest. Like that is just something you really need. Cannot let DevilsRath deploy. Oh, a flood even. And that will do some knockback damage. Sacred Temple, very, very good because it actually stops many things. Like Premonition due to Impenetrable. That actually stops something like a Whirl of Blades from Sandstalker Dust Devil. Because it's an ability and it's not an actual attack, so you actually get something pretty good there. Now, Sarimal will probably go for the kill here. He needs one more. Very, very happy to see that this is only like what it can get to. So, okay, 10 damage. He could go over here, do an attack, that would be 9. Okay, so he gets a kill. And he also gets this back. So he's playing this very, very defensive, like his seamstress with their charge can just keep on going, so, and the Hexer for the range is something that he must keep alive, so very, very interesting how it will go now, because he is on a timer. Damage shield will get some damage back. The Hexer with the Deconstruct, very, very smart choice. Would not use this ability. And he needs to make sure that he moves away out of his font. Like, he can't do that. There's nothing he really needs to be afraid of when it comes to spells due to his avatar having the dead zone by itself. So, that's a good thing. But at the moment, what he really needs is, of course, to get more units out. Like, he can keep recycle this, but that all depends on him being able to get the remains. And what he needs is to get another deconstruct down, so he can actually get it. So, and of course keep this middle font contested. Here we go with a Tide Master, okay. So, Alakhami is in a situation here where he has to figure out, do I build or do I pressure? Of course he wants to build up so he can get a kill. And that's where Tide Master is also really good, because this is actually very long range that you can get. You know, leap year is 4 spaces, and then this is range 5, AoE 2, so you can actually reach beyond, so you can actually reach like 9-10 spaces. Okay. He will be able to do something here. Everyone can get to it. But of course he wants to get a kill at the same time. And look at this. Got the quest done with melee specialist like this. And then if you actually get the melee specialist off, which is great on a 2x2, you're looking at 19 damage with multi-attack. 3 meter. Let's say he brings out Boghoppers Shaman. How are you ever gonna kill this if you don't do an Essence Drain? And he has starved for Nora at the moment. A healing fountain would be really good for the Enforcer, because yeah, the Void Shield would just help it so much. You can bring out a Shaman then on a following turn. He could move forward 2 spaces here and then run Saramal over here. So he still has some situational, like, because you don't want to stand in the front. Fund Eruption doesn't take into account the dead zone, just goes through. Oh, so he... Okay, this is interesting, because he, to some extent, corners himself. If there is a deploy down here, then he has no choice but to run back, and he might go into the font, and then he can get hit with another Fund Eruption. Alakhami might be going for the strategy where he says, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna have 2 Fund Eruptions up, and I'm gonna catch him off guard. I'm gonna pressure him, move him into where I want him to be, and then I will be able to get him. Okay, so he is actually a little bit worried, because you could have moved over here, or you could move a bit and then have done the leap. So yeah, he goes here, and then he will get his font back and get the globe. Let's see, there we go. That's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. He won't get the globe, but he will be able to get his font back. Yeah, there we go, a spitter. And that is something that's actually very good, because that's one thing you don't have on every avatar. You don't have an automatic cleanse. So let's say he gets an attack off, that's 5 damage, but what he does have is poison. That's 15 damage dot, that ticks down. So and it's the same with making sure he keeps everything back, like here. Leap into a crushing charge, into a binding chain. It's actually something he can just get done. So if we turn on the grid, he probably wants to position himself where he can get that off, like let's say leap over here, do a crushing charge in, then do a binding chains. Mangler goes up and contest. He knows that the elite wants to take it back, and he sees an opportunity for something he can win. And now he runs back. And Surrender is back, and that is very good for him because he now gets ranged, and he didn't lose a champion, so that's very, very good for him. What he really needs is to get this stealthed. But that happens due to a Shadow Strike, not something that's easy to get off. And at the same time he is just making sure he gets the charges up and running. These bombs will eventually be worth their weight, but still a free turn cooldown. He just needs to make sure everything that dies, he gets the relic so he can reconstruct it. There we go, there it was. HP back. And this one is just so good. Like, especially with a Horn of Order, then you have Drive, and Invigorate. Like, look at this. This is a healer built for healing. And then the fact that you can get a Horn of Order on top of it is just so good. Blackguard, also a very cool one. Could have went over here. That way he would have been a little bit closer. But he has positioned himself so he can leap over, do a crushing charge in, then do a bind chain. I think that's what he's aiming for. So I would run, if it were me, I would run my avatar up here, because this has the potential to kill him. Leap over, crush charge in, and then you will be just in range for binding chains, like let's say there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Perfect range. So let's hope the DevilsRath he runs up here, so he actually can stay alive. Because this is such a good game that I don't want it to end. And Saramal is a little bit decomposing right now. Oh, you should run further away, my friend. Because there can be a Horn of Order. And a lucky stampede could get it done. Will he go with a mobilize? We know where that stands. Okay, so he felt that was worth it, because now he's really put himself into danger zone. Look at this range, it's so good. You can actually get a kill. Oh, he's hexed. If he can get a kill somehow, he can make sure that this shaman can kill it. this is also why you don't give up. Like, this can always be a way back. Like, the fact that he had both maddening echoes available and there was no backfire, of course that was really clutch, but if you don't attempt it, you'll never know. So, if you face Fogler Swamp and there's a chance that it has backfire, depends on your turn. Sometimes you gotta risk it, sometimes you gotta cast a weaker spell to see if it can absorb it. That's all it comes down to. Like, cancel magic for Sundered Lands has to be 40 Nora. I believe it's the way with backfire as well. It has to be equal cost. So if you have something that's below that, then it won't get the hit. Reverberating Blast, really, really good. We'll probably see him get over here. Yeah, he will. So that's 12 damage plus another 15, so he just makes sure with one attack he will get 27 damage. Now the only question is, can he get a kill somehow? These are just waiting and itching for it. In range 6, pretty good damage, so a Stitch Tyrant would actually be really, really good for him, but at the moment he's doing pretty a-okay with having his melee, so I would say get some more ranged out. Yeah, he runs back, gets the heal off, like, okay, I don't want you to really get it down, but he will be getting some 2 attacks and he'll take 4 poison damage next turn, so like the stun will go away, but there we go, so we have like 0 defense, that's 10, plus a poison, so he actually, when his turn is over, he will be able to have 24 damage. Unless he can get a domination off. Remember this one. Mind Shackle, oh, very, very good. This equip is really, really something every deck should have. Like, what you get from it is just so good. So we'll take out the Spirit Altar next turn. That will really help him, so like 25 here and 28 here. Now the question is, what does Alakhami does? Does he push on or does he secure his fund? And this one, again, this is a full HP one, so I think he lets it go and tries to establish the middle ground. And this is why Seamstress is so good. You get the heal down, you get the bombs down, you get the manglers. And Mangler, you know, the fact that it has 6 speed is just so good, and you have a physical shield, you have rend, and you have the decapitating blow. Decapitating blow can actually really save you, because as long as the champion isn't impregnable, then you're good to go. Okay, so we had here, we had the Sonic Burst. There we go, he gets one Seamstress down. And we could see a Poison Trap come down. It fits with the cooldown. It fits with him going in. So there's a chance we see that. Now he'll definitely want to get the Spitter down. That's for sure. We'll see a Frost Cone. So 28. 28, that is... That is 16. Bubble of Protection, okay. Ooh. Innovating touch. Now the only question is, where has he put it? Has he put it to make sure the Mangler can't do anything, or has he... Okay, so... you kill the banner. I think he wants to get the Crusher down, but how do you do that? Also, the fun thing is, Eradicate, lose HP. It can hit through the bubble if he gets there. So... we'll see a kill here on one of these. Like, he needs a kill here. He is really calculating. That is all he's spending his time on at the moment. Weighing his decisions. What do I do? Here you could get some damage down, so that would be 9. Then the banner also, that would be 14, so it would be down to 15 HP. But I don't think you can get any more down, so will he get a frost cone? He gives it up. Yeah. And he still has this one to contest. So he gets a fund back. Can heal himself pretty good, but the Mangler will get him down eventually. So, okay, do we see? Oh, that would be like move one space, get it down here. Like that's really good value. Bye bye Hexer. We've seen DevilsRath already sacrificing his units once. I think he had his Maddening Echoes off cooldown, so... and a Rise wouldn't be bad here. Does he have this? Move up one space, you take out 2. Not have that, so I think, yeah, Serinda must have used them before. Okay, so instead of doing the attack, she probably spent her charges instead. This... oh ho ho, nice. Gets this down. Get some damage on. A little bit sparkle above the head of the shaman. Can he get a kill? That's 8. That's 10. That's 18. He might, if he gets this, he could probably even get into a decapitating blow range. There we go, Rend. It will heal some of it back up, but it doesn't have leap. That's actually really important for him. Oh, you obviously will have to get the remains, but the thing he's calculating right now is how can I get a kill on the Crusher? Because if he does that, then he is a little bit more free, because this Tidemaster is actually down to half HP. And this one isn't the biggest tanky, like yes it has Life Siphon, but if he can get this down, will help him immensely. That's what DevilsRath is doing right now. You have 2 minutes, use them. And he's obviously trying to figure out how can he get a reconstruct off. Okay, so he's calculated. He has decided to kill the Tidemaster. Mobilization. Okay. Let's find it here actually, because there was a little bit. There we go. The Mangler did actually could have been a little bit better if he'd done the Mangler first before he moved in, but he spent so much time calculating it that he wasn't sure. So, but that's one thing he could have done better, gotten the attack off, that would have given him more damage. Okay, yeah. So there we go. We now know where it is, but it's actually a little bit of a problem for him because now he's engaged. So this one, oh yeah, leap. What do I say? Leap always works. But he actually could have gotten both globes here if he had done the attack with the Mangler first, and that is probably, we're looking at 21 to 20 for Nora here. That would be pretty good. Like, he'll still get it, but would just give him a big buffer. So I will obviously do an attack. Oh, you do need to move this. I would assume we trap up here. Okay, he actually got the globes for free. Not bad. But he still has to take care of this one. So the only question is, how will he do that? We could see a poison trap here to make sure the Mangler doesn't really do anything funny business. If he could get the Tidemaster, that would be so good for him. Superiority. Nice. No poison trap. Blackguard, okay, not bad. Blackguard is really good due to the multi-attacks and chill, so... He gets rid of the hippo, and he makes sure that he contests the fund, so there can't be anything deployed, but he needs to keep that up. Surrender gets a heal on, that's pretty good. Will he go back in and recontest? He knows what's coming. He knows something's coming for him. Also because he has this this bubble on him, so he has to figure out a way of doing 35 damage to get through the bubble and then do the damage. So yeah, it's good for him that the Boghopper Shaman has been deployed already, so he doesn't get that Divine Favor off, because I think that might have been enough. But he obviously wants to go up here, and he wants to get the Hippo Stampede down. That is without a doubt what he wants, so he can get the hippos. It's tense, it can easily go both ways. Like if he stabilizes, he stabilizes here and get some good deploys out and push him back, at the same time keep the spitter alive. Like, this is still anyone's game. But now he has an issue. He needs to get the spitter down. Like spitter, yes, it will be paralyzed next turn. But yeah, I wouldn't be oh, that's actually okay. So he will have his corrupt blast available. Serinda will be able to get 2 attacks off. No, yeah, she won't be able to do that due to that right there, but he can go up with the Blackguard. Okay, this dies. Oh, bubble is almost gone. So he actually has done damage over time. I haven't caught it. Oh, be careful. Run further away. Run further away. And eradicate. He got it. That was massive for him. He gets globe, he gets contested here. Now he can focus on this. That was such a crutch one for DevilsRath. They're both doing very, very well. This is a game that doesn't deserve to have a loser. Both of them playing very, very, very well. They've even been at it for more than 1 hour now, so yeah. Paladin won't win it up here. He simply doesn't have enough. Yes, he has Purified, he has Heal Self, but this Mangler will just shred him. Like 11 damage per turn and an attack as well. That is 15. Okay. What can DevilsRath do here? Because this is without a doubt. Like, he's pressuring here, say, like, I'm coming for you. And he has to go in with something. 27 charges. Jesus. Abilities that could transfer charges, like, imagine that. And we're not talking about, like, let's say 5 charges. Let's say you could transfer all charges. That would basically be Serinda killing anything. He has to go in and do this. He has no other choice, but he has to contest. He cannot let a ranged deploy happen. Has he calculated something here? Charge cone. And maybe into a maddening echoes. Yeah, okay, or just double. He doesn't hurt himself. Oh, he has his reconstruct available. I can still see a pygmy. That was so vital for him. Now the only question is, where do you run from here? Like, do you want to make sure, like, you are unstoppable, so you can't get hit by knockback damage. Does he go all the way in and does a stampede? Now Saramal will probably see Ko down here again, so he has the maximum amount of protection. If he could get this font back, he would actually be so golden. And now he can get some deploy out. The only question is, what will he deploy? Now he makes 24 from these, and then 45, but then we have to remember, when you transfigure, you lose 20 Nor, so he's getting 49 per turn. And then usually he gets globes, etc. So he's basically getting around 50. Ooh, a mirror skin. Okay. You don't see that often, but it's actually really cool. Like, look at this. This is not bad, and you have mirrored. Hunter Scout and a deflect. It's a tanky one, and he has heal from the back. But he needs to make sure he gets something healed. Moves out to make sure. Nope, don't want to get hit with a Thunder Eruption because we know there is one available. So it's also pretty smart to have Mark of Shoal here. Can't get hit. It's actually a very good move, because he can both jump back if needs be and hit this Mangler, but he also pressures, say, okay, I'm getting closer. And you never know if there's something that comes out down here, like Alakhami has so much Nora. Yeah, he actually has enough Nora for that right there. So let's say he brings something out next turn, Horn of Order, and you go forward. Then you can do a leap, and this is 12 damage here. That bypasses defense, so that's 12 damage right off the bat. Poison trap? Like, it would make sense, because then this Mangler is just stuck. He is really caught between a rock and a hard place. Like, you could go up with the Blackguard and engage, so you also have some pressure up here. That's 16 damage if he does get it to attacks off. And then the poison will basically make sure the Mangler dies eventually, so I'm happy I'm not Devil's Wrath, because this is a tricky situation. But yeah, he's so restricted by not having flying or leap. It is so massive. Disintegrate? Thunder movement, not bad. And unlike pin down, it's actually full damage. Okay, no poison trap. Like, I'm really anticipating one because it would be so good for him. This is a great move with the Blackguard. It buys him time. Oh, okay, he's feeling safe enough to do that. Might be risky. There we go. Let's close this down so we can actually see what happens. And Alakhami is thinking right now. Oh, he's thinking. Like, if he could get the kill, that would be so massive, because yeah, like, if he gets it, then of course GG. But if he miscals, even that damage could be important. Okay, so he starts up here. Could be for Impact Strike and Water Voltage to try to hurt. Okay, so he goes for that. He goes for the Blackguard. Interesting. The only question is Mobilize back up? And so Backfire, because those two could be very, very interesting. And this anchor is just slowing him down, like, look at this. And he positions himself here so he can't get around and contest the front. And yeah, this is actually okay. So this now DevilsRath is really caught between a rock and a hard place, because here he can just do a leap, and then he can do a tidal wave. If you move up here, there will be a leap, most likely, and then there will be an attack. Okay, so he goes with... Okay, so he went with a kill here. This now confirms that there's no backfire at the moment. Disintegrate. He wants to get another Mangler out for sure. Now the... Okay, he doesn't run back. I think... I could be wrong, but Alakhami might get it. Now he does do this, so leap cost one more. Surinder, what will you do? Fair Maiden. Like, imagine you have to play like this. You really have to be cautious, saying, okay, what do I do? Okay. I will say he is gambling that he cannot get the kill down here. And he is aiming to make sure he can get the spitter somehow next turn. And then he can get back up here. I would assume there's a Stampede, probably. I don't recall if Stampede has to be cast on Champion. If it does, then he is lucky, but if it's just AoE, then yeah. That's also why I don't really understand why he ran away. Yeah, okay, Stampede got the kill. Just enough. GG! He was waiting for something like that. So, yeah. GG, very well played by both of them, and congrats Alakhami, 75 minutes.